Hello once again, and welcome to the Clear Skies Retirement Podcast with Jay Kirkwood of Secure Financial Management. Online, you can find us at retire210.com, retire210.com. All right, so I got a funny story here. A guy goes out to California to the Los Angeles airport, decides he's going to rent a Tesla. Why not, you know? And so he gets the bill at the end of it, and he looks at the bill, and they charged him $277 to refill the gas tank. It's an electric car. There is no gas tank. And so he calls Hertz and he goes, hey, dude, I shouldn't have to pay this. And they reluctantly gave him his money back. So bogus charges, bogus fees. We all have to look at it. We get it at the airport. We get it on our cell phone bills. We're a feed to death in our lives. Mm-hmm. The financial industry is king of this. And the weird part about it is you don't get a bill that says you have to pay this. You have to get your microscope out and look at the fine print to figure out where it is and what it is. So talk to me about that. When you do your analysis of people sometime and their 401ks and their investments, do you find bogus and unnecessary fees that you can do something about?
Yeah, you really can. And I think most people have the thought process that I have, and I think you have as well, Randy, is like, charge what you need to charge, right? Don't tell me this is the price and then I get the bill and it's actually double because have you ever looked at your telephone bill?
Oh, I know.
Your cell phone bill? I don't even know what half the stuff is, right? I know my bill's about $100 and it ends up being $150.
Yeah.
At the end of it, right? Like I'm paying $100 for the phone and then it's $150 by the time I get done with everything else.
Yep.
And one of the clients we just had moved to us recently, we charge a percentage of the assets that we manage. There's one fee, you see it, that's all there is. There's no trading costs, there's no implementation fees or anything like that at all. And they moved to us from a different advisor. And I said, okay, well, I want to make sure that we're competitive with that and it's the right move for you. I said, well, what are you paying over there? And I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm paying. I know that if I do this, it's this fee. If I do this, it's this fee. And if I do this, it's something else. And then I get charged to trade this. But then if I want a different sort of investment, and they're like, I don't even know what I'm into it for, frankly. Right? I can't decipher it. And when they tell me what it is, I still don't know what that means as a whole number.
Yeah.
And I said, at least with this, I can see, hey, my $1 million is being charged X percentage. That works out to this a month. If it goes up, I'm paying more because I'm making more money. If it goes down, I'm getting a discount, right? All the time. And it is probably even worse in our industry because, like you said, at least you get to the airport and it's like, yeah, you got to check that luggage, and by the way, it's $50.
Right.
At least you know, right? With some of these accounts we see come through, it's like, I don't know what's coming out of it. It's not clear.
Yeah. It's like Financial Ticketmaster. You ever bought a concert ticket? $250 for the ticket. By the time you're done, it's $350, and you haven't eaten and you haven't paid for parking, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is going to cost me twice as much as what I thought. When I think about financial fees, I think that they should change it to a model where you send out a bill and say, this is what it costs for my services for the year. And when you look at that, if you had $1 million and it was $10,000, you'd say, okay, this is the biggest check I'm going to write all this year. What am I getting for it? I think that's a question that people should ask whenever they look at fees. What am I getting for it? And I mean, people, do they look at that? Do they look at you with a face like that and say, Jay, what are you going to do for me for this amount of money? And they should. Yeah,
they absolutely should. And that's actually the discussion we have before they become clients. I say, this is how we try and sum it up, is that if you engage us, if you want to work with us, right, we are your first stop for anything that happens in your life that involves money. Okay? It doesn't mean that we do that service, right? Nobody's refinancing now, but up until a little while ago, it was a pretty common practice, right? Because rates just kept going down. We're not a mortgage broker. We don't have a mortgage broker that works with us. We don't have any sort of compensation agreement with any sort of mortgage broker. It was like, hey, come to us with what you need or what offers you have. First of all, we want to make sure it's the best move for you. It works in with your financial plan, and we want to give you some guidance with it, right? If it's time to get on Medicare, right? I'm not a Medicare agent. Have you looked at Medicare, Randy, trying to understand it?
I'm going to have to because I'm 64 this year. My wife is 65 this year. She turned 65 in July, and we're going to have to.
Maybe we do a show just on that because trying to wrap your head around Medicare and how all that works, and then if you're going to have to pay a surcharge depending on the income that you have coming in, all that sort of stuff, it's completely confusing.
Yeah.
I'm not a Medicare agent. Let's chat. I understand a bit about it. Let's make sure that you're not going to fall into that surcharge area. Let's explain, should you get a supplement? Should you get a Medicare Advantage plan? Do you need a prescription Part D? Anything that involves money, which insurance, medical insurance, whatever it might be, come to us as that one-stop shop because that's what you're paying us for. You're paying us to be your one resource for all of your financial matters.
Yeah, I think it's good to have that person on your side that, I mean, something simple like, do I rent the car? Do I buy the car?
Right.
Do I rent the house on the beach? I really like it there. Could I buy the house on the beach? I saw a story of a football player in the NFL, and he wanted to buy a Tesla. We were just talking about Teslas. And he wanted to buy that new pickup that they have, which is very expensive. It's brand new. And the price that was quoted to him was like $200,000 for this particular pickup. So he calls his financial advisor. He goes, does that sound right? And can I do this? And the financial advisor just simply went to the website and he goes, tells me here they're 120. What's he asking for? and he realized that it was not a good deal and he decided to walk away. But having that resource, let me call my guy. I like the idea of having that in your life.
Absolutely. I got an email just before I left the office yesterday from one of our clients. And it was something that was sent to them in the mail from Social Security, but it wasn't about a Social Security benefit. It was actually saying, hey, you've got this money in retirement funds in an account somewhere. Just be aware of it, right? So he sent it through to me. He's like, question mark.
Yeah.
What's this, right?
It sounds scammy to me.
Yeah. He's just like, well, it was a letter. And I said, well, that 401k we rolled over, you know, was there any like residuals or bonuses or anything paid to that? And it's like, I'm not sure. I was like, okay, it's your account at the 401k, so I can't call for you. Otherwise I would, right? But look into that because I think what this is talking about is that there might be a small residual balance there, $1,100 that will roll over. He's like, but isn't this for my Social Security? I was like, no, man, you're not getting Social Security yet. Like it's not for your Social Security.
Yeah.
He said, thanks. He texted me this morning like, yeah, there's $1,100 there. I was like, well, it's better than owing $1,100, right? At least you got it, right?
Well,
and he's like, thanks. He's like, I would have thrown that out if I didn't have you to send it to, right? And like you would have, right?
Yep. What a great thing to have you as a resource there.
Yeah.
And I think just another one of the advantages of having a retirement plan or having a financial advisor in your life. Find us online at retire210.com. There you can schedule an appointment or learn more about Jay and the team at Secure Financial Management. Again, that's retire210.com. And if you've enjoyed this podcast and you want to hear more, hit that follow or subscribe button on your favorite podcast platform. And again, thanks for listening to the Clear Skies Retirement Podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Investment advisory services offered through investment advisory representatives at Secure Financial Management, a registered investment advisor. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed are not designed nor intended to be applicable to any person's individual circumstances. It should not be considered as investment advice, nor does it constitute a recommendation that anyone engage in or refrain from a particular course of action. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate, and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Secure Financial Management is licensed in your state, please contact their office. Secure Financial Management is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Wholesalers Insurance. Jamin J. Kirkwood, Texas Insurance License number 1421850.